You know, we had a meeting, a roundtable with some government officials before this. I pointed out something that during the COVID pandemic, 37 hours after he took the oath of office, swearing to uphold the Constitution, President Biden commissioned a team within the White House to begin censoring me and a few other people. The court documents that we now have and the disclosures from the Twitter files and from Mark Zuckerberg show that I was the first one that was censored. There were thousands of Americans censored at that time, and once they figured out that they could censor Americans, that they could attack that central fundamental freedom of free speech, the founders put freedom of speech in the First Amendment because all the other rights depend on it. If you don't have freedom of speech, freedom to criticize your government and its policies, you have a government that has that capacity to silence its critics, has a license for any kind of atrocity. And they began immediately when they figured out that we were going to put up with that. They began attacking the rest of the constitutional guarantees. They went after the rights to the assembly with social distancing regulations. They went after the freedom of worship by closing all the churches in our country. They kept the liquor stores open, the Walmarts open, as essential businesses. Closed all the churches in our country without due process. They closed 3.5 million businesses in violation of the Fifth Amendment guarantees of due process and just compensation. They violated the search and seizure prohibitions in the Fourth Amendment by the track and trace regulations. They went after jury trials. The Seventh Amendment says that no American should be denied the right of a trial by juries of his peers. In cases of controversies exceeding $20 million in value, there's no pandemic exemption. The founders knew all about the pandemic. There were 2 epidemics during the Revolutionary War that almost destroyed the American Army malaria epidemic. It was the Army of Virginia, and a smallpox epidemic in the Army of New England. And they literally made an attack against the entire Constitution. Most of the states in the country went along with it. There were 2 that didn't. One was Florida, and the other was Idaho. But Idaho did better than any other state in preserving those essential American freedoms, and a lot of that was because of the leadership of Governor Little. I wanted to come out here I've been wanting to come out here since I got the job as secretary, to congratulate him and to thank him for standing up for the American Constitution.